Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Monday night. Monday nights, and we are back. We are back. Happy Monday to each and every one of you. Welcome to the eighth episode of Conversation Therapy. I missed you guys last week, but it was a holiday, so I felt that people were um, busy with friends, family, and just doing a celebration thing. And yeah, hey, I'm outside tonight. It's a lot going on, and I felt like I wanted to be outside tonight. Been busy. So what you see is what you get tonight, right? What you see is what you get tonight. You came for a message. You came for a message. So the appearance is not necessary to pay attention to. You came for the message. You came for the message. I'm super excited um, to be here on tonight. Um, y'all have been going through, right? And I know I'm not the only one. So tonight is the night that we're going to talk about a couple of things we're going to talk about, right? We're going to go ahead and talk about what we're going through, you know. Hey, Manifesting Millions, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I see you guys coming on in, so just come on in, come on in. Sit down at the proverbial table tonight. I'm gonna teach a little bit tonight, but I really wanted to open the floor, like because I know people are going through. Let me light, let me light me a little sage, right? I got my incense going, but I want to light a little sage, right? So yeah, so with all the things that are going on in the cosmos and all of the retrogrades, all of the full moons, new moons, super moons, harvest moons, um, planetary alignments are definitely shifting people in their energetic um, waves and motions are literally all over the place. And it's okay, right? It's okay. Um, Remember, I teach, all of these things that are wrapped around your zodiac sign. And if it's not your actual zodiac sign, whatever planetary alignment that your sign is in, or whatever zodiac sign that is involved in the planetary alignments, your goal is to learn the energetic properties of the zodiac sign, right? And that way you can harness the energy of those particular properties. So you see me burning my sage. And I have this thing that keeps bouncing up on my computer. So if you see me looking away, it's because I'm trying to take care of that. So anyway, I have had conversations, lots of conversations in the last couple of weeks, right? With people who are going through some major challenges, um, some huge new beginnings, right? Where they were comfortable with whatever their lifestyle was at the time, whatever was going on with that. And so my responses to that is going forward, get uncomfortable and get comfortable with accept being uncomfortable, accept it, and then get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because if you are ascending within self, right? If you're doing this inner work, if you're doing this healing journey, because everybody's not on a healing journey. Let me throw that out there real quick. Everybody's not on a healing journey, right? Everybody has not accepted the fact that that's what they want to do. They haven't accepted the fact that that takes time and commitment and lots of dedication and a lot of renewing and deleting some old stuff to make space for the new stuff, and then operating in the new stuff. Like, everybody's not ready for that, and that's fine, because we all matriculate to our points and positions when we're supposed to. So it's fine. But there are people who are just at a position of wanting to be enlightened. Hey, Golden Goddess Tarot. Thank you for joining tonight's I am going to also put the invitation to come into the live with me tonight in the box, in the chat box. So if you want to come into the live with me tonight, jump into that chat box. Okay. So, but you do have people who are ready to elevate. They're ready to elevate in their thinking, right? Totally different from going on a healing journey. Just elevating in their thinking, meaning that they are in a position where they are taking the time to question things. They're taking the time to review some things. They're taking the time to research information, right? And remember, I tell you all the time, but you will find times where the truth is going to be a little bit more detrimental than the lie. And then some people are ready to go down the rabbit hole. Hi, my Nova. I love you too. So glad you made it tonight. Y'all share the live, share the live, share the live, share the live. They made it to a point where they want to challenge what their prior truths were, right? Totally different from a healing journey. This is more about you educating yourself to thinking differently. So we're gonna start there. What does all that have to do with anything tonight, Shane? It has everything to do with tonight. That was my preface for tonight. Because tonight we're gonna talk about free will. Because there's a misnomer about what free will is, right? There are other concepts and theories that rock around what free will is. And tonight we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about one of the ones that I have adopted into my concepts and practices about what free will is, like, right? Because I know if I would call you in, we sit down and talk about it, right? We're gonna say, free will means I can do whatever it is that I want to do. I have the free will to do whatever it is that I want to do. Yeah, you do, if that's the concept that you're rocking with. But tonight, I am going to, when my daughter comes back around, you might see me motioning her so she can hit this light for me because, it's getting darker sooner, right? And in my mind, I had something pictured different, like we was going to sit out here and the lighting would be great. But it is what it is. I told y'all earlier, get past the aesthetics because a girl been under the weather, um, working, still doing, still lifing, and excited to be here. So presentation, stick with the message. so um, so yeah, everybody's not ready yet, or everybody's not. I can't. Let me rephrase that. It's not that they're not ready; they're just not where you are, Megan. They're just not where you are, right? And that's not a problem. That is not a problem. I want us to become very comfortable with that. That's another thing we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about free will, and we're going to talk about giving grace. Giving grace, right? Because we all have this journey, a part of the purpose of why you're here, to get to certain places, right? Getting to those certain places, everybody will not arrive at the same time. They will not have the same understanding. They will not have the same preferences. They will not, right? For as much as they might or can or will, sometimes they will not. And so we have to give grace to the individuals who aren't where we are in our journey. I don't just want to zone in on the healing journey. I don't want to just zone in on that, but that is included. But wherever you are in life, say you're the person who has chosen at this point to not eat meat anymore, right? Say you're that person. Say you are the person who has made a conscious consumer decision that spiritual, whatever reasons you made this decision, that you're no longer having meat in your diet. Hey, Shadana, so glad to see you. Hope all is well. You're that person, right? You're that person, and your life begins to shift and change a lot because you're doing something different. You're taking the meat out of your diet. So you're no longer eating pork, you're no longer eating beef, you're no longer eating chicken. You could go the pescatarian route where you're just doing seafood, or you could just eliminate it all altogether. You're no longer doing that. So now you have to restructure your life according to this decision. Keep that word in mind. Decision that you made for yourself, not for anybody else, not for to be accepted by any group, not to be, focused for attention. None of that, right? You made this choice simply because this is something you want to do. So now we're going out with our friends or we're hanging out with our family, and you show up not eating meat. So you're looking for different options that's going to support the fact that you made a decision to no longer consume meat. So that means you're eating more vegetables, you're eating more fruit, you're eating more whatever it is that you're eating. You're eating more pasta, you're supplementing. And then you have the person that says, "Girl, I don't know. Boy, I don't know why you stopped eating meat. Oh, I gotta have that. Oh, I ain't doing all of that." Give them grace. They don't have to do it. You didn't make that decision for them. It's not their journey. It's not even for them to understand. It's only for them to respect that that's what you decided to do. That's it. That's it. You give them grace knowing that comments like that are coming from another place. When it comes to them, it has nothing to do with you and your choices. Follow what I'm saying? So, friends, family, whomever, at this point, you are not on the same wavelength, alignment purposes, whatever it is, but you don't owe it to them to explain your decision. However, when we talk about remaining in alignment with our purpose, right? You got to give grace to those who might not understand. Don't waste your time keep trying to explain. I mean, if they're asking questions and they're really there to get educated about why you made this decision, like, yeah, explain it to them. Have the conversation. If the conversation is reciprocated and received, and you're teaching, they're learning, they're giving you information, and you can gain from it, whatever it might be, right? Fine. Let's talk about it. Let's be adults. Let's chat it up, right? Because you can learn something from them just like they can learn something from you. It happens all the time. But what I'm speaking about, give them grace when they're trying to bait you into an argument about your decision. We can no longer be in a position where we do that consciously when we know that we are a step ahead or in a different direction than the person that we're talking to. Give them grace. Well, how you give them grace, Shane? Been plant based for 5 years, and I still hear that from everyone. Yes, no, but and you gonna hear it. You know that, but you know what's gonna become very Yes, people will try to confuse you with their own feelings. Exactly. That's why I said it's coming from a different space in them. And most of the time, it's coming from fear and lack of knowledge, right? People talk about or they bark against or they have something negative to say about what someone else is doing based out of fear or lack of knowledge. That's why I said the person who's coming for the knowledge, give it to them. The person who's coming to argue and debate and to diminish what it is that you decided to do for yourself, have graceful, have grace. And now let's get into friendships. Let's get into friendships where you might be on a different spiritual journey than somebody else, right? Your spiritual journey may lead you this way. Their spiritual journey may lead them that way. Somebody else, Alea, cut the light on, please. The light, the light, the light. Um, the journeys will lead. Thank you. The journeys will lead you in different directions. Remember, everybody's going to get where everybody gets at their particular point in time. Don't battle in conversations about your particular path on your spiritual journey. And here's why: because we're all led down a different path. We're all led down a different path for various different reasons. Remember, let's go back to this. Let's go back to what I teach you. My concept, my theory. This is what I'm rocking with. You don't have to rock with it, right? But you asked to come here. You asked to come here to satisfy a karmic debt. Your past spiritual lives, however many lives that you have lived, however long you have lived in those particular lives, some of us are ancient, some of us are seasoned, some of us are very young spiritual walk, right? So, with that being said, your purpose for being here is because something didn't go according to universal plan for you in those other lives, and you said, send me to earth and let me clear my karmic debt. Let me clear my karmic debt. And that's how you got here. Your whole purpose for being here is to clear that karmic debt so that when we transition from this life into the next, those debts will be clear. Your spirit will be free, and you won't have to come back and rehearse and do over till you get it right, right? The goal is to leave here free, not empty, but free. Um, but how do you make a friendship work when everyone is on a different path? Okay, so true, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, I'm gonna answer that question, Nova. So, because our purposes for being here, because whatever karmic that I have to satisfy, Nova, manifesting by millions, Golden Goddess Tarot, whatever that is, right? And that's going to be you going on your journey to somewhere figure it out, right? That means that our paths are going to lead us in different directions. The beauty of it is there will be times when we will intersect with each other, right? You intersected with me. Some of y'all have been rocking with me, my newer clients and followers. You've been with what, almost 2 years now? Some of y'all, definitely the ones that have been following me here. And then my old clients, some of y'all have been rocking with me for 20 years, right? All of that is because we intersected at the times that we were supposed to intersect so that we can energetically thrive off of each other, not one or the other, but each other. We get what it is that we need, right? Those are the moments that we were supposed to spend together. And in those moments, just as much as I tell y'all all the time, and my clients can, y'all can put it in the chat box. I tell y'all all the time, y'all think I'm giving y'all always giving me. So we got an iron sharpening iron situation here. So right, so y'all are teaching me just as much as I'm teaching y'all. I'm learning from y'all just as much as you guys are learning from me. I think I shared with Nova that if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be as grounded. I wouldn't. If you didn't schedule your appointments, if you didn't do what it is that you needed to do to get where you need to get by way of me being the conduit of you on this journey and you're traveling, I wouldn't remain as grounded as I need to be because you guys put me in a position that I'm always seeking for the answers, the wisdom, the guidance, the direction from ancestors, spirit. I'm right. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do that. So guess what? Because of our different gifts and talents, right? Because of whatever our spiritual aspects are, as according to purpose, we're all going to receive something different. However, collectively, we move forward. We move into a different dimension, right? Collectively, individually as well, but collectively, that's the goal. But we're all going to arrive different points, different times, different understandings. We're going to arrive there. But collectively, we are operating on a frequency that says, I'm open to learning, I'm open to change, I'm even open to doing something different for a different result. Maybe not all the time a better result, a different result. Because sometimes that's what we need. It's not always about being better, right? Colonizer's way of thinking. Because what's meant for you is meant for you. What's supposed to happen through you will happen through you. So it may not necessarily always be titled better. It's just different, right? It's different. So, yes, we give grace. We give grace to those who are not quite in alignment with where we are because you may have done a little bit of more spiritual work, meaning shadow work, meaning you are using your crystals and stones in different ways, and you're doing all of these things, grabbing the resources and tools to put you in a position where you're becoming comfortable in learning who you are spiritually. Somebody else might be just being introduced to the resources. Somebody else may be intermediate with the resources. So just because they aren't where you are, give them grace. And I'm not saying ain't nobody got to disrespect you. You don't have to disrespect nobody else, but give them grace saying, give them grace saying, what does that mean? How do I give them grace? Don't argue with them. Don't be so ready to try to prove your damn point. You ain't got to check everybody in every situation. You don't even have to let people know so much as where you are with your growth and your acknowledgement of your healing journey, your awakening journey. You don't have to. I promise you. You don't have to. Because see what will happen, let me tell you what's gonna happen. If you true to the game, you ain't never gotta open your mouth. Point blank, period. Let your work speak for you. When I say your work, that's you showing up as the best you that you can be in any environment that you show up in. If your gift and talent moves you in such a direction that people see that when you walk into the room, meaning your light ought to be as bright as it possibly can be, what you arguing with people for? What you trying to prove? Right? Because anybody that, that gotta keep talking about something that they think they right in, who you convincing? Them or you? I'm just saying, let me light the stage again, baby. Because somebody needed that tonight. Somebody needed that. Stop trying to convince people where you are on your spiritual journey. Y'all know my daughter over here acting crazy. Stop trying to convince people. Just do you. This spiritual walk, this healing journey, all of this stuff that we say that we're doing to better self. What I just say? Self. It ain't for the world to know. It's not. It's for you. It's for you. And people will see you when they're supposed to see you. Somebody put that in the chat box. They see you when they see you. If they ain't seeing you, then they ain't ready to see you. They not. They're not. And so what sense does it make for you to waste your energy trying to prove to someone where you going with yourself, who you're trying to be, what you're trying to learn, and what's your measurable or unmeasurable outcomes? What is the point? The people who see you, they see you long before you even come. I'm gonna tell you what. So this weekend, and then we're gonna go to a commercial break. I'm gonna tell you this: we're gonna go to a break and come back because I definitely want to talk about free will. And I know y'all can hear that I'm still a little nasally. I feel way better. Thank you for everybody who has called and checked on me or texted me if you hadn't called to check on me. I'm way better. I do know what it was. I do know what it was. Um, like I said, your girl been going through. So sometimes when you're going through, your resistance drop just a little, right? And so my grandkids are back in school, that type of stuff. So I think I picked up a little something that they brought in. But y'all know I was on it, baby, with the elderberry syrup. Y'all know I was on it with my oil of oregano. Baby, let me tell you something. With my chaga tea. All the stuff that I talk to y'all about. Y'all think I be joking? I be taking this for myself. I've been eating onions. We'll talk about that on another day. But if y'all don't know, you know, y'all see these locks doing their own thing. So they trying to tell y'all something. They receiving information because it just started sticking up from out of nowhere. But we're gonna leave them alone and let them receive the information that they supposed to receive. So yeah, if y'all don't know the trick with the onions, here's what I'm gonna tell you to do. Here go a tip for you tonight before we go to break. Go on to that grocery store, uh-huh, and get you some red onions and get you some just regular yellow onions. Don't get the little sweet Valdez and all of that type of stuff. You want to get you a good old strong onion, right? And you want to go ahead on and you want to chop that thing up, cut the little skin, the little peelings and things off. You want to go ahead and do that, right? Then you just want to chop that sucker up. You want to slice it, right? Just slice it, slice it, slice it. Then you want to, slice half of it. You want to slice it, slice it, slice it. And you want to take that. And if you're dealing with little sniffles, you're dealing with a little this, you're dealing with a little that. You go ahead on and you put it in a little container. Um, I got that. Be right back. You want to put it in a little container or put it in a glass jar. I'd rather you put it in a glass jar, but put it somewhere near your bed, right? You can put it under your bed if you want to. Just put it. That other slice is this whole slice like that, right? Baby, go ahead and stick that somewhere in your kitchen. Stick it in your bathroom. Just lay it wherever you can. You got kids, right? Keep it away from the kids. You don't want to play with it too much or whatever. You got animals, little dog, little cat. You might want to move it around, right? Because you don't want them just to be licking on it and doing what they do. But I'm gonna tell you what to do. Why I'm telling you to do this, right? Onions, y'all know. You already know I have to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you. Onions draw bacteria out of the air. Onions attract negative energy sources out of the air. Okay, so that's your tip for the night. Get you some onions, slice them up, put them all around your house. All right, so look, let me tell you, when I tell y'all stuff, I'm not just telling y'all because it's, I want to blow smoke up your ass. That's not it. I tell y'all stuff about things that happen in real life because what I teach you, I practice. So I went out of town this weekend, right? Just a little short trip out of town, right? And I went to help to support and celebrate my Mister's line brother. Okay. And I had never met him before, him or his wife. Beautiful people, beautiful home in North Carolina. Absolutely enjoyed myself. Even, as I was feeling a little funky, as my nose and stuff was still just like nasally and that type of stuff. Didn't think I was, contagious or nothing like that. No fever, no nothing. So I don't want y'all to think, oh, Shane, you don't went somewhere and they talking about COVID. Y'all ain't had no damn COVID. But anyway, when I say you don't have to show up as you, and see, going on a healing journey, understanding where you are spiritually helps you to show up as you, right? So we get there. It had rained on us. It was a lot of stuff going on before we get to their house. So we get to their house. Rain has stopped. Sun comes back out. Absolutely beautiful. We get to their house. Beautiful home. Welcome us in. Now, his wife was not at the front of the house when we got there, right? So the husband greeted us and we came on in. There were people sitting out on their beautiful front porch, and house was full in the inside, um, screened in porch, people everywhere, people on the outside, just really, really nice, right? So I'm in there maybe about 15, 20 minutes before she's actually, because she's entertaining, she's taking care of things. So I'm actually formally introduced to her about 20 minutes after being there. And she just comes and she hugs me. And I'm a hugger, so I hug back, telling her how beautiful her home is. She whispers to me and she says, I knew you were here when you pulled up in the driveway. And I just looked at her. She said, I felt your energy from the car. She didn't see us pull up. Like I said, she was out entertaining, doing whatever it is that she was doing or whatever. And she said, I looked at my sister and she said, who is that? Who's here? Who was that just pulled up? She said, it took me that amount of time to get from one end of the house, work my way from one end of the house. And she said, and when I saw you, because I had on a white top, she said, when I saw you, she said, it's her. And I was like, oh, I mean, I know what it is. I know what it is, right? It's that light. It's the light. It's the light that you carry. And so I thanked her, and I told her that I was totally full of gratitude for her letting me know that and sharing that with me. I said all of that to say, you don't have to open your damn mouth about nothing that you got going on if you choose not to. Show up as yourself. Whatever position self is in, be the best fucking self you can be at that point in time. Hey, Robin, be the best self that you can be at that time. Even when my body was compromised, my light was still bright. Bright enough that my energy shook her in the soul. And that's the interaction you want to have with people. You want to be able to rock somebody to their soul in a good way. So, all the work that you do, you got to keep telling people. You don't have to keep debating with people about what you're doing, what you're not doing, how you did this, how you did that. If they are not picking up context clues as they're talking to you, as they see you maneuvering, that's on them. That is on them. Whether they're there or not, it's on them. Your assignment is to show up and be you in the moments that you show up. Who's going to receive it? None of your damn business. Half of the time, you don't even know. You don't even know when somebody has received something from. I see you in the box, um, and I'll bring you right on in. Give me a second. I'm gonna go to break and come back. Half of the time, you don't even know who received something from you. She didn't have to tell me that she felt my energy. She didn't say anything to me, right? But she shared that with me because that was supposed to be exactly what it was, a divine intersection of two souls that connected in that moment. I received energy from her just like she received energy from me. And I probably pulled more from her because my body was being compromised at the moment. Follow what I'm saying? I was supposed to be in her presence so that I could get the energy that I needed to deal with all the shit I've been dealing with and what I had to deal with when I left there, what I had to deal with today, tomorrow, right? Stop arguing with people. Stop trying to prove points to people. It's not necessary. Do your work, right? Do your work and then show up. That's it. In the workplace, in your home, in your relationships, and not just your, intimate relationships, but your child, mother, daughter, father, daughter, son, all of that. You being a daughter or a son, show up, right? Let's go to break, and I'm gonna come right back in just a few moments. Let me see what we want to talk about. What we gonna do? Oh yeah, I need y'all to get this book. Stop playing. We'll be back. Responses are not based in your human expression of emotions. They are related to all things divine, cosmic, interconnectedness with the universe. There will be times that this will leave you searching for deeper meanings and insights. Greetings. This is Shan, your intuitive therapist, and I am here to assist you along your spiritual journey. I'm here to help the transformation, the transcending journey that you're about to take. Spiritual responses are rooted in wisdom, discernment, knowledge, self-belief. These roads lead to higher consciousness. If you're ready to schedule your conversation therapy session with me, the scheduler is in the link in the bio. Yes, link in bio on social media. I would post it here as well. Um, the book was amazing. Will you do a physical copy? Nova, you always so on it. A physical copy will be out by the end of the year. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, I have been behind the scenes. Yes, a physical copy will be out by the end of the year. Thank you, Nova. And thank you so much for taking the time to invest into yourself and to actually read the book. Um, Thank you. I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. Now, y'all know the book is less than $10. It's $9.99. Go get the book because going forward in our sessions from now until the end of the year, we are going to be talking about the subconscious mind. You know, a lot of the reasons why we can't let go of the shit we need to let go of is because we don't understand how the subconscious mind works. I have been doing this long enough to be 10 toes down in that statement. We don't know how the subconscious mind works. If we can learn to retrain the subconscious mind as to what it absorbs, then we can start releasing and getting to a point where we are free of so much bullshit. I got a text today to let me know that I was doing some work earlier today, which entitled me to be able to do a physical cleaning as well as a spiritual cleaning. And when I got the text, it brought me to tears. It brought me to tears because I didn't think about what I was doing as far as it was related to that, right? Releasing is definitely hard for me. Yes, it's hard. It's challenging. It's challenging. And that's because of what we hold in the subconscious, right? But yeah, I was cleaning a church, but I've been spiritually cleaning the mindset of people about indoctrination of church. And when that person texts me, I ain't gonna put her on Front Street, but when she texts me, it brought me to tears because I was physically and literally doing the work of my purpose. Yeah. And I was in the kitchen. We're gonna go over 8:30 tonight because I feel something coming through. I was cleaning in the kitchen restaurant area of the church. I don't know if y'all caught that or not. I ask you every Monday to sit down at my proverbial kitchen table, and I'm literally cleaning the kitchen of where people are being spiritually and naturally fed. I ain't even gonna go into the detail of what they're being spiritually or naturally fed. However, if I'm cleaning it, then I know spiritually what they're being fed in that particular context, baby. It ain't always good. It ain't always freeing. It's not always liberating. And damn it, it ain't always the truth or a fact. So, yeah, that thing brought me to tears early today because that was a revelation, but it was also a clear indication of where I'm supposed to be, doing what I was supposed to be doing at that particular time, and even right now in this moment. Even right now in this moment. Yeah, Robin. Woo, baby. I had to stop for a minute. And I was like, this shit deep, y'all. It's deeper than you think. And this is why I tell you to give people grace because it is deeper than you think. All right. I'm going to bring somebody on tonight, but let's get into free will because I know we're going to go over and I'm good with it. And I hope y'all are too. Y'all hear Ace, doing his thing, but He don't want to be outside with me. He want to go in there with the kids because they eating right. So he think they gonna drop something on the floor. He don't want to be outside. He want to be in the house just in case they drop something on the floor. So you might hear him act a little crazy. But let's talk about free will. So free will says what? Y'all put it in the chat box. Which I think free will says. OMG, my heart just got tingling. Hey, Regan. Um, which I think free will is. Or which you know free will to be. What do you know free will to be? Just type it in the chat box. We're just gonna chat it up real quick. We're gonna bring our guests on tonight. And I'm so happy somebody came in the box with me tonight. We're gonna bring it on. What you think free will is? What is free will? Free will, what is it, Shane? Oh, y'all just want me to tell y'all. Y'all don't want to get to the good part. All right, somebody says, manifesting my million says, doing what I want, being free spirited. Okay. I knew that was gonna come out like that. I knew somebody was gonna do that. Who got something else? Who got something else? Going once, going twice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The divine right to make an informed decision on your life. Okay, all right. Come on now. Okay. Come on, Goldest God and Tarot. Having the choice. Woo, baby. All right, y'all coming on down the street. All right, so let's get into it. Free will. Free will has absolutely nothing. Y'all hear me? Nothing to do with the ability to do whatever you want. Not at all. That's not what free will is. We have been taught that that's what free will is, right? We've been taught under the constructs of being suppressed, and that mindset of free will leads you to believe your free will gives you choices. Baby, let me tell y'all what free will is. Y'all ready? Y'all got your notes. See, I told you this stuff was sticking up and doing its own thing tonight. Y'all got your notes. Let me tell you what free will is. I don't know why this keeps popping up on my laptop. Free will are your words that are spoken. Free will are your words that are spoken. It's you deciding to align with a higher or lower vibration frequency. Free will means that whatever you decide and speak that thing out of your mouth, the spirit is going to support. That's what your free will is. The spirit is going to support what you speak out of your mouth. An energetic alignment. This is why I tell you all the time to be careful of the words that you speak. Learn the etymology of the words. Take, extract, delete certain words from your vocabulary. Because when you speak a thing, the universe is going to support the very thing that you speak. This is why half of us can't manifest shit. This is why I tell you, get the book, study the operation and the functions of the subconscious mind, energetic alignment, period. That's your free will. The free will is you have the right and the will, the ability to speak a thing and ask the universe to support it. See why this is your healing journey? See why it is so important for you to understand different things, different aspect of things, come out of 1, 2, 3 dimensional thinking. Because when you open your mouth to speak, you're casting a spell. Words are spells. Words carry energetic frequencies. You align with the frequency of the words that you're speaking. Thoughts, words, actions decide where your energy is directed. Thoughts, words, actions. Thoughts, words, actions. Thoughts, words, action. They decide where you are directing your energy. Not only are they going to decide where you direct the energy, that's the energy that's coming back to you. That's the energy that's coming back to you. So the free will is the ability to speak in such a manner that you align with the energetic properties that you want universe to support. I'm trying to teach this thing. That was deep, gave me chills. Good. Good, because that's what I want you to walk away with. That's what I want you to walk away with. A different ability to think consciously through awareness about what it is that you're saying. Baby, you're going to manifest everything that you speak one way or the other, be it high frequency or low frequency. And you're going to do that based on the words that you speak out of your mouth. Now, let's talk about things from the Bible, right? Now, let's pull things from other religious books that say things like, be slow to speak, be anxious for nothing. Like, I don't debunk everything in the Bible because some of that stuff in there you can use in everyday life that don't really have nothing to do with a colonizer's mentality. It's just straight words of wisdom. That's why you need to shut the hell up sometimes. I told y'all that the first 30 minutes of our conversation. Learn how to be quiet. Stop arguing back and forth with people, trying to prove a point. Going overboard and showing somebody something. Shut up. Point blank. Just shut up. Because when you aren't conscious of the words that you're speaking, and then remember, I told you the subconscious mind takes on the vibration of the intensity of the words that you speak. So if you're trying to get your point across to somebody and you getting real agitated about this thing, and you just talking and you talking where them emotions is getting wrapped up and what's happening, you going on a whole different, I'm do it this way, a whole different frequency. You going to vibe lower because now you're frustrated with a situation. When the whole time you ain't have to prove nothing to nobody. Somebody can't argue by themselves, baby. Just close your mouth. If they don't understand where you are, then it's fine. They don't have to. It ain't meant for them. You ought to be mature enough in this situation and be like, oh, I'm going to give you grace. Say it within self. I'm going to give you grace. If I'm telling somebody I'm going to give them grace, then what is the universe just that my free will spoke a blessing to someone. And so when that comes back to me, it doesn't come back to me negative. I'm going to give you grace. And I mean that from, hey, nine essence, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I don't mean it with any ill intent, no judgment, no nothing. But right now, I'm going to give you grace. Grace to grow, grace to learn. I'm going to give myself grace too. I'm going to give myself grace because I don't have to be judgmental. I don't have to be an asshole. I don't have to be rude about what I say to somebody. You know, I'm going to give myself grace as well. right? So again, free will has nothing to do with your ability to do whatever it is that you want. Baby, because you really can't really do whatever it is that you want because what we just said it. Whatever you do, there's a consequence and a repercussion to everything. Just be on the higher vibing side of that, right? The purpose, I'm not going to jump into that. I'm going to leave that right there. Universal energy is your support system. It's going to deliver what you create through expression, thought, words, and actions. That's all I'm going to say. Universal energy is your support system. It delivers what you create through expressions of thoughts, words, and actions, right? I'm bringing you up now, honey. Hey, Rick! Don't you look cute, girl? You still on mute.
Hi, thank you.
You are so welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. I am so happy to hear that. How was your day today?
My day was busy but divine. I can't complain. So it's been getting better. I had a lot of epiphanies over like the last 72 hours. So
Oh,
good stuff.
good. Okay. As long as it was good stuff. As long as it was good stuff. So, yeah. So, what did you think about the concept of free will?
I agree 100%.
Okay.
Um, I have had one too many instances where I end up with front row tickets to somebody else's situation because I personally spoke on it.
Mm,
Or asked for something in regards to it. And
mm-hmm.
you do have to be careful. Simply because something that I learned from you is that depending on what you say, how you say it, and the frequency of which you say it, you
Mm-hmm.
can definitely have that ricochet and come back. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And depending on the vibration that you do it in, could also determine the severity of said karma that comes back. So, yes, ma'am.
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up because I had one of my students to send me some information and asked me, should I do a return to sender ritual, right? And normally I would tell people, return that energy back to somebody else, return that energy back to somebody else. However, now is probably not the best time to return negative energy back to someone with all the retrogrades that are going on. And with the retrogrades that are going on and all the other planetary alignments that are in place right now, if you ain't sending it back in the right context, you getting all that smoke.
Yeah, I agree
You
with
get
you. I think I had a very similar conversation with somebody else. Um, and my advice to them was wait until after the retrograde. But also, when you do that, when you get ready to return that energy, you know what I'm saying? If you can help it, do it in love. Do it in
got
love.
gotta do
And I
it.
think that goes right hand in hand with what I learned from you in Tri Class, and so many other conversations we had over the last year and some change. Not only do it in love, but release well. A lot of times we
Ooh,
don't really understand what that means. I have learned, number one, through listening from your teachings, and then number two, doing the work, that sometimes nothing needs to be said.
nothing.
Just walking away with the energy of peace is enough.
And that's good. The energy of peace. I like the way. Can somebody put that in the box, in the chat? Walk away with the energy of peace. Come to the table with peace and then walk away with peace. Yes. And that is something that we need to practice just in general. Just in general. We need to practice that. Peace looks different for everybody, right? but practice that just in general. I am going to ask y'all tonight to practice operating in peace. Come to the table with peace, walk away with peace. I promise you, if you work on that, you're going to have so much to do for self that everybody else's business is not going to be yours because you ain't going to have time to deal with it. You're going to have to send people on their merry way, or you send yourself on your merry way, right? Because you're going to have a lot of work to deal with. Because right now, there's some challenging times, and times are going to get a little bit more challenging, right? Just from here to the end of the year.
I agree.
Energy of peace. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love
I ain't
it.
gonna sit here and lie and say it's easy, Shan, because it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Um, Especially when life is life. You know,
Baby.
I had a very personal situation where my grandmother recently passed away. And the funeral, as we all know, funerals will open up a can of worms. And I
Yeah.
realized that something I thought I had healed from as a child, there was still a
Was
little
it?
sore spot there. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like I had probably done about 75% of the healing, but it was a 25% that was still lingering around. And
Yeah.
going to the funeral and, interacting with my family members who I didn't have such great relationships with really triggered me into thinking about the fact, like, is this how I want to show up in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you make a decision, it has lasting effects. Everything's connected. One thing will impact another. You know what I'm saying? How you act towards a person in a situation can definitely impact your finances as a repercussion of karma. So I had to learn and I had to really dig deep and think about what it is I truly wanted out of the situation. Did I want instant gratification by just going
Mm-hmm.
off and telling people how I felt? Or did I want lasting peace behind it? And so lasting peace just takes a little bit more time.
Takes a little bit more
It takes
time.
a little bit more time. I mean, it takes 5 seconds to tear somebody down, but it
Mm-hmm.
might take 6 months to get that karma. And that karma might last for 60 days. You know what I mean? So you really you really got to be careful what you do and how you do it. Even if somebody else did you wrong, even in the last few days, I can say that I've seen certain people in my life in a different way because I chose to look at it differently.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Conscious
So
decision.
looking at it differently, I've learned that what I thought you meant ain't really what you meant. It's just the way you communicated it and the way I received it.
Mm-hmm.
So you really just have to slow down if you want that piece, and you got to lean into the triggers.
Oh, that was good. Lean into the triggers.
Yeah.
Let's elaborate on that. When you say lean into the triggers, what do you mean?
Um, about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I was going through a really tough time. My brother had passed away. My youngest brother. I'm the oldest of six, so we lost the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my aunt passed away not long after that, and then my cousin passed away, and then my grandmother passed away. So this is all in the span of 2 years. And I didn't really always tell people I was going through it, but I went into Barnes and Nobles one day and I purchased a book, and it was called Leaning into Pain or something like that. I still have it. I'll find it and send it to you. But this lady talked about this, what some would call a series of unfortunate events, where
Mm-hmm.
she was losing people, she was losing things, she couldn't get forward. And the only way she came out of it and ended up writing this book and becoming this well known author is by leaning into the pain. When you lean into it, for example, I lost my brother. I can't sit around and dwell on the fact that I lost him. But what I can do is make sure that his memory is honored by leaning into what about it hurt me so bad. And the one thing that I got out of that, to be transparent in hopes of helping somebody else out there, is that my brother passed away from an overdose.
Mm,
So for me, it wasn't about what he did or how he did it. It was about why. Why?
mm,
And I realized he struggled with something that I struggled with my whole life. We just handled it differently. It was the fact of being around so many people who are supposed to love you and not feeling it. That drove him to do what he did. So
mm.
with me knowing that, I made a decision, an informed decision in my life that I was going to love me more than anybody else ever could. And
Wow.
that's how I stayed afloat.
That is absolutely a beautiful, transparent moment.
Thank
I
you.
felt it too. I felt it too, Essence, because when you can when you can get to the point in your healing journey where you can turn it around to look for the why, man, that's beautiful, Rick.
I will say that leaning in hurts. It hurts
Yeah.
every time. But leaning in allows you to, like, I can sit here and shed tears and my voice barely quakes because they're not really tears of sadness.
Hmm.
It's tears of, I don't know if anybody out there, maybe somebody has, but you go through something in life and you just thought you weren't gonna never make it back. But guess what? You here.
Mm,
So to go through that and still not be bitter, to still
mm,
be able to love, to not want to give up, to still want to create connections, even though losing so many people will create a fear of loss.
yes.
So leaning in is like if you had a sore. I don't know if y'all ever broke a fingernail, but if you break a fingernail, when that crack occurs, the first thing you need to do is apply pressure. That's what
Ooh.
leaning in is. Apply the pressure to the point that's triggered. Even though it hurts, you apply more pressure to the point that hurts. And you apply pressure by asking yourself why and answering the question continuously until you get to a place of complete understanding. So I might be asking myself questions about all the people that I've lost and why so close together
Mm-hmm.
for the
Mm-hmm.
next 2 3 years. But because I'm asking the questions and leaning into that pain and trying to heal from it, I'm able to keep moving forward.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Transparent moment for myself. Girl, I keep asking myself some questions, a series of questions with something that I'm dealing with, a series of questions. And I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad you prefaced it the way that you did because that is exactly what I'm doing. I am applying pressure to this particular area that I was wounded so many years ago, and I'm asking myself why. Like, I can say, oh, it's a part of the assignment. Sure, it is. I can say, oh, it's this, it's that. But damn it, you know when your assignment is up.
Oh yeah.
You know when, and even if you don't fully know when your assignment is up, you have an unction, right? You know, I don't do red flags. It's all the colors because we'll see a red one, a green one, a pink, purple, and we still go past them, right?
Oh, you better know it.
But I had to stop these last couple of weeks and just say, why are you doing this? It's beyond this. It's beyond that. It's beyond this. Why are you doing it? And it answer that I had, and I actually got the answer this weekend. I'm still dealing with abandonment issues.
Ooh, let me tell you, we in the boat together.
Still dealing.
Together.
Still
I
dealing.
learned, and of course, this is a conversation that I had with you, but and I've had this conversation with you countless times over the years. And I can say years now because we almost at two. But I say that to say that, it never stops. I have faced abandonment issue over here in this area of my life, especially the love department. I've been able to heal from that. But then I realized I still have abandonment issues when it comes to friendships. And so I feel like recently I've lost quite a few friends, and it was like spirit was testing me to see, are you going to release well? Or are you going to try to people please and explain to people why, when, and where? And that was my problem is I had gotten to the point of not explaining myself, but I hadn't gotten to the point of directly 100% telling somebody, you get on my nerves. And not maybe not like that. But you have to sometimes explain to people why instead of avoiding them, ghosting them, you
Right.
have to tell them why you feel the way you feel. And so, yeah, I lost a couple of friends over the last couple of months, last 60 days for sure, because I had to be honest about my feelings and where I was in my spiritual journey. Something that I also learned from you in tri classes that you heal to a place where some frequencies you just can't deal with it no more. You can't be around it. Your spirit will not have it. It is rejected from your body. It make you angry, tingly, and you wonder why you're so ungrounded or off balance. It's because that frequency that you're dealing with at this point is so much lower than the frequency that you need to vibrate on that you have a physical
Exactly.
reaction to it.
And no lies detected. That is exactly what happened to me um the last few days. It had gotten to a point where I was just like, I can't, you know, certain things when they when those things irritate you to your soul, those are the things that you can say, okay, I heal from that because my everything won't allow me to go back there. And that's exactly what happened to me. My immunity, my resistance dropped because I was really battling that thing because I wanted to make sure, without any uncertainty, that when I make this decision, that it was for the right reasons and I was in the right heart space and mind space when I made it, not emotional spaces. I'm not making that decision off of emotion because that's what get us fucked up anyway. So I'm
Amen.
making it out of my heart being in a pure space, in a safe space, non-judgmental space. All of that to say, thank you for saying that, Reek, because that just made me. So I told y'all, y'all always think I'm helping y'all. Y'all be helping me too. Is how I stay grounded. But the decision that I made allowed me to make the decision, detach and detach well. And when I did that and woke up this morning, all of that I was dealing with was gone. Y'all
It's
just
a
hear the remnants of a nasally nose. That's it.
and it's amazing how, such as the title of your book, you know, living in harmony with the subconscious mind, and I've read it myself. It's amazing how once you're able to target what that trigger is, what thought process or patterns it's attached to, and you begin
Oh
to
my
take
God.
accountability. Once you know the problem, take accountability. It ain't everybody else's
Woo.
fault. It's got something to do with you every time. I don't care how it makes you feel. The truth is, every time you have these interactions, every time you have these trigger moments, it is a reflection of yourself.
So much so. Oh my gosh, we getting some good feedback, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging in there for the extra time that we're gonna spend the night. Robin says much love to you.
Thank you,
GGC,
Robin.
peace for your healing journey. Essence says that she's in the back of the boat. Come on to the front of the boat with us. Robin says so many have experienced abandonment issues, including her. You don't lose the energy, exchange ended. Girl, you're gonna make me flip this table over here out here tonight. Abandonment issues have caused me to keep Nova. Abandonment issues have caused me to keep people in my life that don't belong in my life. Those abandonment issues will choke you out. Yes. Robin said, wow, Nova, you hit it right on the head because It will. And then we get caught up. What we learn about cause sunk fallacy. We get caught up
Yes.
in a cause sunk fallacy because we believe that we have to still engage in certain things because we spend so much time, so much money, so much heart space. We've done all of this stuff. I might as well see what it is to the end, knowing that it's killing you. And another thing I wanted to bring up when Robin said, "Ooh, child, I really do want to flip the table, but I ain't got. I really don't want to buy another one because it's glass." Um, you don't lose the energy; the exchange ended. That is powerful. That is powerful, and that goes right along with this. You can't help somebody who don't want to help their damn self.
Oh God. And you will kill yourself trying. When I tell you, my mom had a stroke because she was trying to help everybody else. And the people she was helping did not want the help.
Oh my God!
And I mean, my mom, I grew up, and we also got to, I mean, when you talk about that, you got to hit on a generational curse because I inherited that. My mom will help any and
Mm.
everybody. If you got 4 kids and she already got 6, and you need a place to stay, she gonna make room for you and yours. If you need food, she gonna give it to you. And she does it to a fault, and that is possible. Too much of anything can be a bad thing. Even if it's a good thing you doing. You can, matter of fact, money, sunk cost fallacy. You can save so much that you develop sunk cost fallacy. That's why when people be like, "Oh, I'm saving," the first thing I ask is exactly what are you saving for? Because baby, you can't take that to the grave.
Okay,
And
and then
what we have to be aware of is that money is an energetic currency. So anything that's an energetic currency, to Robin's point, very well made, is that it has to be in a constant state of flow, meaning equal give and take. If it's not, then you are not really abundant. You in some
ooh,
Four
I was.
Pentacles energy, you holding on to shit you ain't got no business. Sometimes the money that you get in, it absorbs a certain amount of frequencies as well, negative and positive. And it's time for you to
Come on,
release that back out. But some of
come
y'all
on.
sitting on top of a bad bag of cash that's got some bad energy. And you wondering why you
I ain't
can't
even
get
gonna
more
pull it up.
opportunities.
Oh, I'm so glad. So next week, this is next week's topic. You brought it up, and we're gonna talk about it next week. Stop telling people you spending money.
Or stop telling them you broke.
Y'all look up that etymology of that word spend, and we're gonna talk about it next week. That's why you broke. Homework. Look up the word spend. Look up the etymology of the word. Now I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be in Hebrew. It's gonna be in Latin. The origin is in Latin. You go look up what it means, and when we come back next week, we're gonna talk about that. Remember, I told you we from now to the end of the year, we're talking about digging into the power of the subconscious mind. What I tell y'all earlier, words are spells. Low and high vibrating frequencies, right? The universe is going to support whatever it is that you speak out your mouth.
You better know it.
So you got to learn the words and the etymology of the words and then start reusing, repurposing, adding to, delete words from your vocabulary. You have to. We have to. It's all a part of healing. Because see these words, baby. I tell
I
y'all
know
all
you
the
done said it, Shan, but I'm gonna reiterate it because
say it.
Shan has taught me. She has given me so much, so many gold nuggets of wisdom. Okay, in such a short amount of time. And the one thing I will forever keep with me and spread to other people is the etymology of words, Hunty. Me and the good friend was talking on the phone. You know who you are. We was talking on the phone, and you said to me about looking up the definitions, and we got to talking about the etymology of words, and we went and looked up the etymology because I realized that I had a problem with the word nice a long time ago. People used to
I
tell my
told
mom
you.
when I was about 7 years old, "Oh, she's so mean. She should be nice like her sister." And there was always a comparison between me and my sister based on the fact that I didn't come across nice. And when
Mm,
I looked up the word nice, y'all, Nice is rooted in the meaning of actually being foolish. Foolish. And
I
it explains why my soul never sat right with the word nice. But I also realize that some people, when you're nice, think about it this way: when you are nice to people, you open yourself up to foolishness. So either way, it's foolishness.
episode number 6. If y'all haven't seen episode number 6, it might be 5, but I believe it was 6. Y'all need to go back and look at it. It might be 7. I don't know. Go back and look. Find it. Oh, let's do our propers. Thank you, Faith and Hustle Network. I just jumped in tonight and didn't even give gratitude to Faith and Hustle Network. Go to Faith and Hustle Network on YouTube. Go look at the old clips. And I talked about what Rika's talking about because she shared that baby on a TikTok. And if y'all not following her, tell them where to follow you on TikTok, Rika.
Goddess Riga Tequila for you.
Yes. Go catch that TikTok. She talks about it. And I came on the show and I talked about it. And I was so very proud to know that she and good friend were looking up the etymology of the word. So now guess what? She has deleted nice from her vocabulary unless she just wanted to be damn it foolish, right? But you right? This is what's important because when you start to do your research, and we're gonna get off of here, when you start to do your research about the English language, you will learn how obscure the language is. That's number one. You will also learn that the language was diluted and polluted for certain reasons, right? You will also learn that it is like um, the mutt of languages.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I always use the term that is slutted out, right? Because they pull from so many different languages to create a tone and a vibration that you are unaware of. And that's why I tell you that words are spells. That's why I teach you to go look up the etymology of the word, find out what the origin is, go back further to see if there is, because sometimes see, Google ain't gonna tell you everything, but it'll tell you a lot. But you have to go back and you have to get other resources so that you can actually put the words together, right? So when I tell you go look up the etymology of the word spin, I got you, Nova. SPEND. Research that word, and we're going to talk about it next week. And then you're going to understand what I say when I say it's a spell, because the more you say that I'm that word, when you realize what that word really means, subconsciously, we're going to break some ground, change some frequencies. But according to what you have been taught, you don't even know what you're saying out your mouth. Because
Gotta
what you've
know
been
it.
taught is not it, right?
You gotta know
What
it.
you want to do is you want to circulate. Mhm. You want your money to circulate, right? Go look up the etymology of the word circulate, right? Circle. You want your money, right? You don't want to just spend your money because once you spend it, you're done. Not only are you done with that you physically have, you are putting a curse on what's to come. That's why you're not manifesting shit, right? You want your money to circulate. So when you're sending that money out to circulate, I am going to pay this bill, but I am going to circulate my energetic currency for wherever it has to go, because damn it, it needs to come back to me, the source of origin. If I have it, I'm the source of origin, not the sources all around me. I am. If it's going to circulate to the sources all around me, damn it, it's not coming back to me.
I
But we'll
should.
talk about that next week. spend, deprive oneself. Baby, y'all own it tonight. Come on now, Essence. That's what I'm saying. Learn the etymology of the word. There are a lot of words that we speak that we have no clue as to what we're speaking. I have one gentleman who's in my tri class, and we are down to the 11th week. No, we're down to the 10th week. 10th week. This week is the 10th week. Wait a minute. Is it 21st in a week or 2 weeks? What's this Thursday? The 14th?
Oh, the 21st is in almost 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. So we're
About,
down
yeah,
to class
about
10.
10 days or a week and a half.
All right. So every night, every Thursday night before we disconnect, he loves the word namaste, right? And so we're talking about going in detail with the etymology of words. So one night he says, "Okay, Shan, namaste, and I check you later, da 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 da." And so me and him got caught up in it because we had such a great session, and I said, "Okay, bye." He was like, "Nah, nah," straight New Yorker, "Nah, nah, we not doing bye." Why? Because he went and looked up at the etymology of the word. No, we say namaste. We say bless you. We say bless you,
Mm.
bless you. I give my ashe to you, right? And I say, yes, come on here, right? First man that ever came through the chart class. I'm excited about that. He doesn't have to be the only one. Y'all know y'all can sign up. Now, what I will say about that, then we getting off of here. Because I haven't received a great turnout for the third cohort, after this week, I am going to pull it and we won't have another try session until 2024, right? No other try session until 2024. The only way that it is going to happen again is if you guys start signing up for the seats. I'm leaving it open to you, closing it off Friday of this week. Not upset about it all. Why? Because everything happens for a reason, right? Everything happens for a reason. Everything. So Robin says, wow, is often used in a negative context. I got to spend all this money. Right. I spent
Yeah.
all this money on such and such. And it makes sense. Yeah, because you're telling yourself that once it's gone, it's gone. You're not even expecting shit to come back. But we over here doing money rituals.
You just manifested for the money to leave. That's it. You're right.
We scrubbing our hands with the money scrub. We got the baby. We ordering, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having those things, right? I just bought me 2 cinnamon brooms today. Like I literally, my daughter and
Ooh.
I, we clocked out of our additional line of income, and I said, "Hey, we gotta go to the grocery store." I've been looking for cinnamon brooms everywhere that I can find them. Could not find them. Places I thought didn't have it, right? So we in there making the little groceries, and we coming out. Boom! We went in on one end of the
They in the
store,
grocery store.
came out on, yeah. That I was in a Kroger, and I came out on the
That's where I
other
get
end
them.
of the grocery store, and I smelled. I was like, wait a minute. She was like, Mom, what are you doing? I smell cinnamon. It's the cinnamon broom somewhere around here. And I turned around and I found the cinnamon broom. I said, baby, let's take this to the car. I got to go back in here to cut the air on. Just wait for me. Baby, snatching them, snatching them. Yeah, cinnamon brooms. I
So
said, huh?
I buy cinnamon brooms all the time. I keep them by the doors, especially the
Yeah,
front door. But
that's where
Shan,
it's
I
supposed
was
to
in the
be.
grocery store the other day and came across a lavender vanilla broom and didn't even know they existed. They in the
Well, I
store.
knew they had the lavender broom. I knew that because one of the apothecaries that I use here, they have the lavender broom, but I've been hung up for some reason. It's just been in my spirit to get this cinnamon broom. Baby, when I tell you this cinnamon broom lit their car up,
Oh
lit
yeah.
their house up, I was like, okay, ritual processes is going on this week, honey. But yeah, I don't even know how we got on that. But oh, when we was talking about manifesting money, right?
Mhm.
So I got some big goals and I'm putting my rituals in place. I don't care how many resources that I buy, how many spiritual conjure, whatever it is that I'm using from my Huber hoodoo book of wonders, if I don't change this, none of it will manifest in the way that it can manifest to its fullest abundance. It's
That's
not
true.
that it doesn't manifest, right? But to its fullest abundance, it starts right here. But you got to change this and you got to change this, right?
So true. And
And
speaking of changing
all of
this
those.
and changing this and changing this, I will say, in having abundance, and when you talk about making sure your money is in flow,
Hmm.
remember that some of that flow needs to be a return on an investment in yourself. That's one thing that I learned. I believe I have witnessed quite the first tri cohort I attended. There were like what 10, maybe 10, 15 people, but it's an investment in yourself.
It is.
You're investing in healing. And let me tell you something. When you heal, when you are in a constant state of healing, you manifest extremely fast. I'm talking about you
It
dreamed it and woke
did.
up the next day, it was there.
And it was there.
So to your point, Shan, y'all go sign up. Invest in your health. Invest in your healing. I had somebody that I did a reading for the other day ask me about healing and why I kept telling them to invest in their healing. Not trying to figure out what people doing in their life, but you
Right.
personally healing. The reason why is because y'all, you can't spell health without heal.
Mm.
You can't have no kind of healthy money, healthy mind, healthy body.
Mm-mm.
Nothing in life will be healthy if you don't heal. So sign up, get your healing on. I see you there. Because I'm
So
getting my
good.
healing on too.
I know that's right. Robin says the moment you find out these brooms our parents and ancestors had on the wall weren't just tacky decorations, girl, like the fork and the spoon,
That part.
honey. Like the fork and the spoon, child. Mister got like 10 on the wall, and I'm just like, we need all of them. But yeah, yeah, the forks and the spoons, baby, the wooden ones, honey. Yeah, is oh, thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. Much gratitude. Robin is saying that the tri cohort is worth every dime. I would hope so. And I see the results from you guys that have taken it. Some of you guys have taken the class. I know one person has taken it 3 times, right? And I see, I see the growth. I see the inspiration. Um, and when I hear and catch things like little snippets and stuff when y'all are talking, doing your own thing, um, like we have one who completed the class and her whole thing was she wanted so much to do what it is that her purpose is deemed to do, but being in front of people was her hang up, right? So public speaking was her hang up. This chick got a whole radio show after Chai class. A whole radio show. So like you in the limelight, baby. And she just out there doing her thing, right? Then I see Reek. Um, Not that she wasn't doing her thing, but now she really doing her thing, if you
I
follow what
wasn't
I'm saying.
comfortable.
Right? So
Yeah.
we can pick and choose these things that we want to do, but when you operate in purpose, so it gave you what you needed to operate in purpose. If y'all haven't gotten a reading from Reek, I'm gonna tell y'all you better go ahead on and do so because not just because she was my student, not just because we work together on some other things. No, I'm telling you, she is spiritually gifted.
Thank
And
you.
it took her to go through these last couple of years, whether it be business, whether it be her personal life, but for her to put herself in a position where she was open to allow the ancestors to guide her into exactly what she does. And if you have not got a reading from her, don't waste any more time. Contact her and get your reading.
I
Get your
know that's
reading.
right, Essence. Thank you, Shan. Essence talking about put your big girl drawers
Put,
on.
put your big, put them on. Put them on, honey. Wham. I don't know, Esther. Sometimes we don't even need them, girl.
Girl, I'm
We just
telling
go
you.
step on out. We just go step on out, right? Oh, yeah, Nova. I said if nobody signs up for the September 28th class, we will not have it again until 2024. Okay,
Shan,
so
can you tell us when sign up begins for the September 24th class? Is registration already open?
it is open. It
Okay.
is open. It is open. They laughing. As is laughing. Robin laugh. Yeah, child. Cause sometimes we don't even need them on, child. We just step on out and do what we do, girl.
My mama asked me
We do
about
what
that
we
the other
do.
day. I just looked at them. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Child, if I ain't had the same bras, child, it'll be the bras. But I got to, I got to spend money on this. I can do some stuff, but I can't do everything. This has been absolutely amazing, Rick. I do thank you for coming in the box tonight, coming to sit at the proverbial kitchen table, sharing your love, your wisdom, your growth, sharing your transparent moments. And like I said, I am just so thrilled to see where you are now. So thrilled to see where you
Thank
are
you.
now.
I will say, Shan, I owe quite a bit of that to the divine mentors I've been able to have in my life that I have been gifted with over the last like at least 4 or 5 years. And you have been more than half of that in everything that you have been able to teach me and talk me through. Um, so I'm going to say this. I am not the only person whose life you have changed. I was having a conversaciones yesterday with a young lady who was in TRI with us, and she was talking about how her life is just so different. And I could personally say, knowing that person, for many, many years, that
Mm,
the woman she is today, baby, was not the
mm.
same woman she was, honey, when she started TRI.
I have the idea who that is.
So y'all better get y'all shine on and go to TRI class. Get go
Yes,
because the healing is important. Definitely is.
yes.
So
If that's who I think it is, that one brings me to tears.
yes, it brought me to tears
That
recently.
one brings me to tears. I thought about it when I was riding. To be honest, Rick, I thought about it Saturday when I was riding. I was in Chesapeake. I had the function was in North Carolina, so the closest hotels to this particular section in North Carolina was in Chesapeake. And so when I was coming across the bridge, going, through the tunnel, coming across the bridge or whatever, I'm looking at the water and I thought about her. And I just got emotional because I thought about that video. And it was like, wow,
Like
wow.
20 years ago, you couldn't because that's how long I've been knowing this person. 20 years ago, you couldn't tell me that the person that I see today is
Mm-hmm.
that bright and radiant.
Oh,
I'm a cry
beautiful.
to see somebody shine that damn bright is truly
Amazing.
thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you, especially after you done seen they struggle. A lot of times we look at people, you don't know what they done been through for them to
Mm-hmm.
get where they are because you saw them at the point of them shining. You didn't see them when they was
Right.
just the Big Bang Theory. You just
Mm,
saw them when they became the star.
exactly.
So, yeah, I'm gonna stop crying but yes, that's a beautiful thing.
Girl,
And
tears is joy.
thank
Tears is
you,
joy. Let
Shan,
them
for
roll.
touching all the lives that you continue to do. What we do on our spiritual journeys and
Whew.
living in our purpose is not easy. And it's not meant
That's
to
right.
be. But you make it look effortless. And the way that you shine lets us all know that it's damn worth it. It's
Oh,
definitely worth it.
much gratitude. Much gratitude. Yeah, I'm not crying on here tonight. I'm gonna cry,
Okay.
but not. I'm not gonna do it on here tonight. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because then I'm gonna get nasally again, and then y'all ain't gonna be able to hear me and all of that. But I do. I appreciate that, and I don't take it for granted. Trust me when I tell you, because one, I don't want that karmic smoke, but and I don't need to see your ancestors coming to talk to me about, not doing right by y'all, and I don't need mine coming to me, doing that. But yeah, because when you hold certain gifts, it's a heavy mantle, and it's not to be played with. And so I know that. So I say it with full gratitude. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And if I'm doing purpose, I want to do purpose to the point that you guys get everything that you need at the time that you need it, how you need it.
I
And
just
I
want
love
to say,
spirits, guys.
hey, you just made a perfect example of what was on my mind in that moment when you said what you said, which is this, and I'm gonna shut up. I promise. Um, but one thing I learned from you inadvertently, and I don't know if you even meant to teach it to me, but I picked it up because you showed it to me, and all of your um, just being authentically you is that a healer is not somebody that actually comes and heals you. A healer is somebody that
Mm.
triggers you into healing your damn self. Trigger me, baby.
Woo! Now that's good. That's good because if you look at my most of my social media, that's what it says. I'm a liberator. In order to be liberated, you're gonna have to be agitated, and through that agitation, you find your liberation. And so, if I'm gonna trigger you, then I'm, I'm gonna trigger you, each and every one of y'all, because I want you to be great. What I don't want is for your soul to have to come back here and continue to try to satisfy karmic debt when you could be living the life in the land of the milk and honey, as they say, right? When you transition out of here, your spirit can be free. Your spirit can be free. Nova said, "Wow, I gotta go write that down. Write it down. That's a shirt. What's a shirt? Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
Trigger me. I'm healed. Ooh, there you go. There you go. Essence. Trigger me. I'm healed. Faith and Hustle Network. I need that shirt. I need that shirt. I need it. All right, guys. It has been amazing. Thank you again, Reek, for your time, your dedication. Tell Lawyer, thanks for sharing his mom for tonight. And how was his first week in school?
Amazing. He
Okay,
did his
good.
homework. That's why I was late getting on, but we got it done
Okay,
and he in the bed.
we got
So
it done.
I'm a
All
proud
right.
mommy.
Well, I'm gonna have you back, Reek, because I know you got some things cooking and planning for 2024, and I want you to be able to share that information um, across conversation therapy, so that things can move into the fashion in which the universe will move it. And I know it's going to be amazing. So I will have you back
Yes,
should you
ma'am.
want to come back, and we will chop that up. But that is it for us tonight. See you guys on next Monday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on Conversation Therapy. Everybody on here tonight, please, definitely, if you are looking from Facebook, if you are looking from Instagram, wherever you are looking from, please share the live. Please share the live, like and share the live. Follow on all the social media. Thank you guys for chiming in from YouTube. I appreciate it. Amazing as you are every week. Thank you so much, Miss Shane. Nova, I absolutely love you, bunches and bunches. Thank you all for tonight, and I bid you a wonderful rest of the week. And namaste. I'm not even gonna let that thing play out tonight. I usually have um, the outro. I'm not gonna let it play out because we had a great night tonight, and so we're gonna end on that note. So I will see you guys next week. Thank you, Reek.
You welcome.
All right. Have
Namaste,
a great
y'all.
namaste.